Welcome to the Dollars and Cents podcast with Wes the Economist and Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist. We're reporting to you live from the Wave Beach Realty Studios in North Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. All right, guys, welcome back into the Dollars and Cents podcast. Wes the Economist, Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist here. Season 4, Episode 2. We are back at it.
2. Okay.
Yes, 2.
Take 2.
I butchered this intro five times before you guys saw it, so we're back better than ever. And today I'm complaining about the cost of goods, mainly groceries. I know inflation's been on the rise the past few months. Again, I know it was for a little while, it was starting to get a little bit better. It looks like it's going the opposite way now. A lot of things going on in the world. But my groceries are costing more. I don't like it. What? Give me some positive outlook here, Wes.
Oh, wait a minute. Positive? I'm an economist. We don't do positive.
That's
Dismal
right.
science for a reason, dude. I mean, come on. I'm actually a little worried about food prices right now. Now, because you are seeing them go up. Some of that's just natural, just doing the year type stuff going on. But there's two major things happening that nobody's really talking about. One is fertilizer. And if you remember when we started the Ukraine war, that put a lot of stress on fertilizer. We're competing with India, China, everybody else trying to get fertilizer out of the west after Eastern Europe. But now this stuff going on in the Persian Gulf is also hurting the fertilizer business. So I'm not sure exactly if it's production or maybe some of the raw materials coming out of there. So fertilizer prices are going up again. We're having a shortage another year after having one the last few years of fertilizer. So it's going to make a huge impact on our crops and everything over here as we try to fight that back. So that's not a good sign for prices to come. Also for maybe shortages of some food. And then coupled to that I believe I read and saw that just about every 48 continental United States are in a drought situation. So we are having drought conditions that's going to also affect this growing season. So for me this year, between the food and the fuel prices, we're all going to see inflation tick up. I just hope we don't see any large shortages of food. That's my big concern at this point.
So I mean, it's going to affect. You said crops because of the fertilizer. It's going to affect like my fruits and veggies more than probably anything else for the
Yes,
most
yes,
part.
yes. But you got to think, your beef, your chickens, they all eat grains, which have got to be grown. So it's the whole supply chain there that's the issue. I said on the reel, it has your food stock. It's not. I don't think it's going to be like you got to not be able to buy stuff, but it may get to the point where you might want to eat some of your food supply instead of having to spend the high costs. Because I think this is short lived. Hopefully, after we get some rain going this summer, and maybe by next year things will be back on kilter with everything around the world. Maybe things will start going back down. We actually look at something called core inflation. The inflation you see on TV is inflation of everything, including food prices and energy prices. We look at something called the core inflation, where we take those two out to look at more stable prices, and those have been pretty steady. In fact, the PPI is one of the sources we use for that. Not the PPI, but when you look at the CPI, you take out those two, then you can look at what's left, and that's been pretty stable. The PPI, I mentioned this as I brought it up. I'll say what it is. It's the producers price index. That's looking at the wholesale market. That's been pretty steady and actually has been down for the last year or so, which before it had been much higher than the CPI, which was always telling us more inflation was coming. So it's not terrible, but I do worry about the food sources with everything going on around the world. How is this going to affect our grocery stores here?
Are you looking to buy a home in North or South Carolina? You need to reach out to Wave Beach Realty today. We are a family-owned company with over 10 years of experience in North and South Carolina and operate along the Grand Strand. Give us a call today at 843-957-3872. That's 843-957-3872.
All right. Well, now it's officially time to introduce my book, Econ Sense, Economics for Everyday Living. You can actually find it by going to my website, econsense.us. If you go there, you'll see there are links to Amazon where you can pick it up, just a paperback, or if you'd rather have the ebook, you can go to Innovative Ink Publishing in care of Kendall Hunt Publishing Company, where you can get the print or ebook. And while you're on that website, you can also check out my other podcast, Econ Sense. I have several different series that go by. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Email me at west.the.economist@gmail.com, and I look forward to hearing from you.
What are there like major things that need to happen for inflation to go back down? Like, or if you could like pinpoint three major things that need to happen to actually see a change for the positive, could you? I know it's a hard, not an easy
Energy
thing.
prices need to go down, and food prices. Those are two major volatile pieces that if we get those down, then we can start looking at the core itself. And I believe again what Trump's doing over time will lead to that inflation coming down. Now, when I say inflation, I'm talking about how fast or how much prices are growing. None of this means that prices are actually going to fall. Now, for food prices, yes, because they fluctuate during the year. You think about it, sometimes you go in and buy potatoes, a 50-pound box of potatoes at Sam's. This was years ago. I could go and buy it $20 on one month. We go in and buy it. And we split it between like 4 or 5 families. I go back 4 months later and it was for almost $50. Well,
Mm.
you're like, that's a lot of inflation. Well, no, it's logistics and harvest season. So it definitely changes. Down at the beach, this time of year, gas prices start going up naturally because the demand's going up. More
Right.
tourists, more use of gas. So that stuff is fluctuating during the year. Though on top of that, what's going on with the price of petroleum and everything going on in the Persian Gulf, obviously we've had a lot of issues. And then you have to factor in how much is that fuel price also affecting our food price because everything on that shelf is coming in by truck. So diesel prices, as you know, are through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. I don't have to work. I don't have to buy it, but I see them. I drive by every day and see because I want to say like I know gas here is like three and change, but I think I saw like five something for diesel, which
Yeah,
was
diesel's over 5, and your gas should be around 360, 370, not just some
that's about
change.
right. I think that's
Okay.
what I was seeing when I was driving around the other day, which is
Yeah.
still wild considering it was down into the twos not that long ago.
And we'll talk about it on this week's podcast. One of the things I want to talk about in the big picture, but petroleum prices just plummeted on Friday when we announced the straits were open. Of course, now yesterday on Saturday, the straits were not closed. And by the time you watch this on Wednesday, there's no telling what's going to happen. We could be
You,
into World War III.
you know, the thing about the oil prices that just kind of seems scammy to me is that we get like 5% of our oil from Iran and we have oil supply and all this other thing. Like, and it's just like they just, when they see fear, they're just like, all right, boys, let's jack it up. What are they going to do about it? Not buy it? You know, it's like
But
they can just kind of artificially inflate it. I don't even, like, I feel like that's not even real inflation. I feel like they just,
well,
the
it's not
oil companies
inflation.
make it.
It's definitely not inflation, but prices going up. You're right. But again, I think we talked about it on one of the last podcasts last week. You know, the petroleum we dig out of the maybe it's just in my class this week we talked about it so much, but the petroleum we bring out of the ground here we can't use. Our refineries can't use it. So we can get on that on weekend's podcast and add that to
They
the
tell
big
you our
picture.
refineries can't use it. Well, Jonathan, conspiracy theorist, will dig into that rabbit hole for you
Okay,
guys.
well we'll dig in that for the weekend and see what we come up with.
All right.
I,
So, long story short, we're screwed and inflation's not going anywhere. Is that what you're
well,
getting at?
inflation's always going to be here. Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
you talk to the economists, it's always going to be that way.
All right. So all you have to do is make more money and eat less, guys, and you'll be
There you go.
better off in life.
There,
Yep.
that's all right. Yeah, always spend less than you make.
That's right. That's right.
All right, we'll see y'all next time.
All right, guys.
When life gets unpredictable, turn to a partner you can trust. At Bobby Clary State Farm, we've got you covered. Whether it's home, auto, or life insurance, we're dedicated to providing personalized coverage that fits your needs. With our friendly and knowledgeable team, navigating your insurance options have never been easier. Visit bobbyclary.com or call 843-438-6000. Bobby Clary State Farm, here to help life go right.
Eisenhower Dental, located at 107 Waccamaw Medical Park Drive in Conway, a place where you can find all your dental services, including general dentistry, cosmetic, restorative, and pediatric dentistry. Reach out to them today at their website, eisenhowerdental.com, or call them at 843-234-3110. 843-234-3110, and tell them Wes the Economist sent you. Mortgage payment, insurance payments, credit card payments, they can be very overwhelming. Are you ready to take the time to get things under control? Then reach out to me at Clark Financial Coaching to see if we can get you started with a budget and then a vision for the future. Write me at coachwesc@gmail.com. That's coachwesc@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening to the Dollars and Cents podcast with Jonathan the Conspiracy Theorist and Wes the Economist. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and X at DollarsCentsGS and on Facebook at Dollars and Cents.